What's up, people? Welcome back to Beyond the Surface. We got another special guest here that you guys have seen before. Say what's up, Michael.
Hello.
So yeah, we want to get into. Say what's up, X. My bad.
Oh yeah, hey, yeah. I'm here as usual. I don't gotta be introduced. Come on now. We got the two good best people here. That's why we're just living it up. But
so it's good to be back with y'all, man. We want to talk a little bit about some anime. You know, what our top animes are out there right now. There's a lot of great animes that are being produced right now. So, you know, we got Mr. Anime himself out here. You know what I mean? Just to kick things off, you know, we're gonna do top 3 animes right now, and just see where this goes.
yeah.
So right now, I'm already talking.
Yeah,
I would say
ahead.
my number 3, I guess, off the top of the dome. I would do Attack on Titan. We were just talking about it, and it started off with so much action, and you know, I originally thought it was just like, is it just gonna be giants just stomping people out?
Yeah.
And it just turned out to be so much deeper than that. You know what I mean? So that storyline was like the exact opposite of what I thought I was going to get. I thought I was just going to get giants and people fighting giants. You know what I mean?
Whenever I first started that show, I thought it was like really bleak. I was like, okay, it's an underdog story. We got to figure it out. We got to beat some giants. And then it just grew to like, this is just one small place. There's a whole world out there.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
well, it like the first couple seasons definitely give the impression of like, okay, I get where this is going. They're fighting the giants. They're uncovering like little secrets here and there, blah blah blah. And then like season 3 just hard left turn, hard left turn. Like there was a point where I literally had to like, I finished the episode. And there was a reveal so big, I had to go back. And I was like, I must have missed something. I must have missed like a detail or something. And it just like makes a hard left and then just explodes.
That's what I liked about it. It was like a mystery kind of while you're watching it the whole time. And I'm not one that's like big on watching like mysteries and figuring out puzzles and everything, but they already hooked you with all the action already too. So no, that one was elite for me. And then just the storytelling was really on the next level too. So there's also some really cool characters in there, like you know, like
a lot of people you can back.
Levi was different, man. We did the basketball comparison. Y'all said he was like little Derrick Rose. Little guy, a lot of heart.
A lot of heart,
you know, so that Levi was my favorite character. Did you guys have a favorite character in there?
I don't know if I had a favorite character, but one of my favorite scenes in the entire series is, I think it's season 3, when they're like on top of the wall. I think they had like just beat a Titan or something, and Eren is talking to Bernhold and that other guy, and Armin's just like walking by in the back, and they're like, and I'm the Colossal Titan, and he's the Armin Titan. They just so casually drop that line, and Armin's like, wait, what? It's just such a like, they say it's so and so because they know like there's nothing anyone can do about it anyway. They felt like it was the right moment to let Eren down because they thought he was gonna like join them. It was such a funny moment.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't even think about that. It's like almost like a comedy section just because of the way they dropped it. But Eren was mine until I realized like that final season. I was like, why did he shift so hard? I remember I was looking on Reddit. I was looking it all up. Like, did I miss something? I thought I missed the season.
You should just be a nice, good dude, good human being.
Like, I will kill all the Titans. He's like yelling, and then all of a sudden he switches, and I was like, why is he emo now? Like, what happened, bro? And that turn was like I said, like you said, left field, and I was like, what is going on? And I remember I rewatched the previous season because I didn't know what was going on, but then at the end of it, I was like, he's still my number 1 top. Eren's like, his whole mindset is crazy.
His vibe changed. He was like determined, you know what I mean, to the point to where he had one goal in mind, and he had like that Mamba mentality. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like he totally, like you said, he switched. So that's something that, you know, is a big adjustment, you know, when you're watching that show. For sure.
And it was wild, like during one of the seasons whenever he's like, oh, I hate my dad. Like it was his fault that we're in this predicament. And then whenever the latest season happens, well, spoiler alert for anybody. Hopefully you have seen it. It's been out for like 2 years now. So that's on y'all. But the way that he like leans into his dad and is like, "Do it." When he forces him to go eat that I think it's the Founder Titan or whoever.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out it was Aaron the whole time telling his dad to do it, and his dad was like, "I'm not gonna do it."
Yeah, but you know what I thought about when you said Armin? He kind of had a change too, because he was like kind of like that wimpy,
like
in
timid,
his feelings,
scared.
timid, and all this. And then he turns out to be the Colossal Titan. He had to make all these huge decisions. So there was like this dynamic of where they're having a lot of the character development was really well done in that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It really was a lot of craziness.
Yeah, I don't like Armin.
You don't like Armin? Why not?
I mean, he does have some character development throughout it, and like especially after he becomes like the Colossal Titan.
Mm-hmm.
But I just up until the very end, I thought he
was it his haircut? Was it the bowl cut?
That's
good.
A little Pandy baby the whole time.
He definitely, even at the end, he still needed his hand held a little bit, but he had to make some pretty big decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he started to figure things out.
Yeah, it made it seem like he was supposed to be the next strategist too, because like his mind was so brilliant.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, that's why Levi that's why there was that decision of like who do we save? Do we save Armin or I feel bad, I forget the guy's name.
The captain?
Yeah.
Who made the best speech of the whole thing? No, just kidding.
It's been a minute.
He did. He was cold. That captain was nice.
Yeah.
That leads me to anime character, to where in Demon Slayer, you obviously got the main character, Demon Slayer, Tanjiro. It's been a while since I watched that. I didn't watch the last season because I heard that it was like mainly like filler episodes, bro. Like it was just story the entire time.
This man was a huge Demon Slayer.
I did like Demon Slayer a lot, but I heard it was just they were practicing the whole time.
It was training.
Well, yeah, it's the
just training
arc.
Yeah.
But there's I guess there's exposition, but there's plenty of action still, and a lot of it's only 9.
I gotta ask then. It starts with a Z, and he's not only sure that's a Hashira.
Yeah.
But
Zenitsu?
Yes.
Oh my God,
bro! Does he get better, bro?
Dude,
does he start having some?
He locks in.
Locks in.
He would be me in a demon situation though. I'd be afraid, scared. You told me you wouldn't be scared in there going every time, bro. I'd be whining.
Yeah, but then don't be a damn demon slayer.
He didn't want to be a demon slayer. His grandpa, quote unquote, the dude that brought him in, just said, "You have to train now. This is the only way to live." So it wasn't really. It wasn't really his choice, but he does lock in.
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that for the longest time.
Everybody,
because he gets in his modes when I'm like, oh, okay, if he was like this all the time. Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't read the mangas or anything, but people who have said that what's coming next, in the movies, and whatever Zenitsu's role that he plays, he's
next
a
level,
totally different character. He takes himself to because
I've seen him when they do the zoom in camera on him, and he's it's just him, bro. And I've seen him locking a couple times. It's been a minute since I watched it, and that was super memorable to me.
Yeah, when he locks it, you just hear the thunder, and they're was that lightning? And then everybody just shook, they just hear a loud bang.
And then right after he goes back to being
No, well, I went with my fiance to the bookstore. That reminds me, and we were she was getting books, and the cashier lady, she had pins of Demon Slayer, and I was like, I hate to tell you this, but I really love Demon Slayer. She's like, yeah, who's your favorite character? And I was like, you're not gonna like it, because it's Zenitsu. He's my favorite guy. He was my number one from the jump, just because the way he locks in and then goes back to being scared and
it's those moments, bro.
Yeah, but he does get a lot of hate. He does get a lot necessary hate. I get it.
He tends not to be people's favorite.
A lot of times.
But I think they set that up on purpose for them to tell a story. Obviously, it seems like he's starting to develop a little bit.
Yeah, a huge character change. But now you make me want to rock this. I'm gonna get this shirt.
We were just talking a little bit about Demon Slayer. A little off script while we were, trying to get a little water break,
Yeah, I had to put on the shirt. I had to
he was got a little hot in here. But Yeah. Apparently, I didn't know that they were gonna do. Oh, you put on the shirt right now.
He literally went and changed.
I thought you said you were gonna get the shirt like you were gonna go out.
No, I'm putting on the shirt. I got the shirt already.
So we went to Anime Arizona like last month, and we were walking around like they had like this big old merch floor that you could go, like a lot of like cool like local artists and stuff. This man stops at one little kiosk, sees the shirt, sees that, and is like, I'm buying this.
Really cool. When you see something that relates to you, bro, you gotta get it, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know when you get that chance again, too.
Every time.
Yeah.
Zenitsu, if I see it, I'm getting it. That's my dog.
That was when he was locked in, too. That's tough, actually.
He's cut.
That's tough. Okay.
Speaking of, funny story.
Yeah.
So, so at the convention, they had like all the main characters, Tanjiro, Zenitsu,
all the
Inosuke,
American voice
Yeah,
actors.
they had all the American voice actors, and I think it was because it was like a 3-day event. I think it was like our second day. We went with some friends, and they took another vehicle, and we parked in the parking garage, and then we like met back up, and they were laughing. And we're like, what happened? And he's like, dude, I almost killed Inosuke.
Yeah, he almost ran him over.
Like, what are you talking about? He's all Bryce Papenbrook? And we're all like, yeah. He's like, I almost ran him over. Like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I was pulling in and like coming around the corner to like go up to the next level. And he goes, and I just, because he has like a big old truck, I went to just like floor, and I was like, came around the corner and I almost hit somebody. And at first I was mad, like, get out of the way, what are you doing? He's like, and then like after a second, and then he's like, and the guy was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like the guy was apologizing and being like really nice about it.
Yeah.
He's like, and it wasn't until as we started to drive away that I was like, I think that was Bryce Papenbrook.
Yeah.
I was like,
wow, that's tragic.
man, you would have killed him right before they did the movie.
You see the guy who does the guy who does the actual voice acting?
Yeah, the boarhead dude.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the one.
He's a great actor too. That would have been hard to replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about a person that like
Was dedicated.
well, like even like meeting him in person, because that was the second time I had met him like in person at a convention, and both times he just like his energy and his level is at 1,000, like the whole time. Like I think the first day of Anime Arizona, I think it closed at like 8 or something. He stayed, I think, until like 9. Or like just because like there was still a line of people waiting to see him, and he wanted to stay and make sure every single person got the chance to meet him.
Yeah.
So Inosuke is just him. It's just like a reality.
It's straight up.
Reality show.
Like,
That's funny.
Yeah, someone born to play like the character.
Man. Well, I named my third. I don't even think. Have you guys named?
No, you named 2. You said Attack on Titan.
You started talking about Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I got. That's
I'm
gonna put on the shirt. We took a break and everything.
Okay,
yeah. But now I need to know what your number 1 is.
Yeah,
you already went through 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, number 2 wasn't Demon Slayer. It actually 3 was Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, I really love it. I got love for it. That's an honorable mention.
Okay.
Fair enough.
At this point, I gotta do a hot take, bro. I think maybe I'm living in the moment, but I'm living in the moment. So Naruto, I gotta put at 2. It was my 1 for a minute, but I'll tell you guys what's overtaking that, here soon.
Yeah.
But Naruto is beautifully done, great anime. It was one that came out for a while. It was my first anime, so that really like showed me what it's all about. And I just like the way that they tell the story, and it was a long anime, so it was a really committed, something you had to really commit to, so I felt really tied to it for a long time.
I understand that. I finished Naruto and I never watched Boruto. Have you seen Boruto?
I have not seen
Yeah,
Boruto.
exactly.
You don't need to watch it.
I seen like the first couple episodes, and I didn't need to watch it.
Yeah,
It was okay.
After watching Solo Leveling, the finale, we were at one of our other friends' house, and he watched. We started watching the Boruto movie, and I was like, "This is it. This is the best I got."
This is it.
It's basically Naruto. Oh, here! Look how cool Naruto and Sasuke are.
Naruto is the best part of Boruto.
Right. You're just looking at how he is as a father.
Like, straight up, like there's a spoiler sort of.
Yeah.
There's a you get to a point in Boruto where basically Naruto and Sasuke kind of get benched, and everything that happens after that is just trash. And it's not like I'm not hating on the story. Like the story is good, it's fine, but like the animation, I think for what the anime is and what it's successing, like it's a successor to Naruto, right? Yeah. Which is like big shoes to fill.
Right. Believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they didn't believe it because they didn't deliver. The animation's just bad. The stories go nowhere. Like a lot of the arcs that happen in Boruto like don't lead anywhere. They don't lead to anything. It's just it's like here's the thing. We go on the adventure. We're done with the adventure.
It's like,
and then here's the next adventure.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's kind of like a Family Guy anime. Like you just get short, just random episodes.
Like, dang, shit, Mom, this is worse than the time that I couldn't find my kunai.
Oh man, that sounds like I heard a little bit.
Yeah,
but no, Naruto's good. I respect that as well.
That too.
Did you guys tell? So yours is Demon Slayer. Is that your 3?
Demon Slayer is probably my number 3 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, top 3. Right now, I have recency bias. I'll let you know my top 2. So 3, Demon Slayer. Zenitsu, shouts out. Zenny's out there, boy. No,
to the 2 people watching that like that.
To the 2 people watching that like Zenitsu.
Your mom's gonna comment on that.
What a trash character. Nah.
Like you picked that out of
all the people. No, I'm just kidding. The other one is Blue Lock. Blue Lock, the way that it's set up, where it's like eat or be eaten in a sports context. Like I'm not a soccer or a football fan by any means, but like watching that and the savagery that they put together for that show, and like it's a sports side, but it makes it feel like they have special powers and like same thing as like any other anime, and it's like this is amazing.
Yeah, that's something that's interesting because like it's a sports anime, but like I've always looked at anime like kind of as a fighting kind of deal, but like some other animes are out there like firefighting stuff and
Fire Force.
Fire Force. Yeah, Fire Force is pretty good. I recently started watching that. I haven't watched the newest episode,
but so in the soccer like they're like when they kick a goal, it's just like the most intense thing ever. Or what?
No, it's more like the quick premise rundown. They grab a bunch of 16U Japan strikers, so only the scorers, no defensive people, no goalies, nothing like that. They put them all in a group, and this dude says, "All right, I got the top 300 people. Now only 22 of you are gonna advance, and if any of you get kicked out of this Blue Lock program, you can never play soccer again." And basically it's eat or be eaten. So they're like, you can never play for Japan again. So then they go through all these little like trials, like first one's playing tag against each other. And even then they're like, I don't want to be eliminated. So they're like kicking it against each other. Yeah. And they could each like eventually the main character sees like a different type of monster in people. Like, oh, this is his special power. He's like really strong, or oh, he could really touch pass, or like he's so good at finesse. And basically they like eat or be eaten all the way until like they play against the Japan 16U team and actually beat them. Like that's fire. And he and like in his mind he's like, oh, you're weak, like you're soft, you don't want to score, I want to score, I'm gonna get that point.
Respect. So that's 3 and 2. You gotta get your 3 and 2.
Right now, off the top of my head, I'd say number 3 is probably like Shangri-La Frontier, which you turned me on to.
Yep.
I think I'm like just like a couple episodes behind, but that's really, really good. Like the animation's great, the storyline's great. I think the premise is really cool too. It's like a virtual reality world.
Yeah.
Number 2, top of my head right now. Honestly. Basic.
Go with your heart.
Dragon Ball. Like,
this man's a
basic answer, but grew up with it. Always just been like in my zeitgeist throughout every phase of my life. Like I can't think of anything else that has been like a piece of me or a part of just my
like childhood,
my ether for any stage of my life. Like it's always been there.
Yeah.
And we talked about this while it wasn't recording, but nostalgia factor huge in anybody's anime always.
And actually, I met Whis.
Whis?
The guy who plays Whis. Had a really, really nice conversation with him.
He doesn't watch Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super. Don't look at him like you do.
Was that the bald guy?
That's a really fat guy.
No, but yeah.
I know Piccolo. I obviously know Goku.
Yeah.
I know Vegeta. His son.
Vegeta.
Gohan.
You said Piccolo, the black guy.
He's definitely black.
Yeah.
He was representative for
the funny thing is, speaking about the Anime Arizona, we were there at the convention, right? And the voice actor dude is actually a white guy. And I walk up and I go, I thought Piccolo was black. That's the guy tell them.
Like walk out of line.
Yeah, exactly. Walk out of line. Like, I'm good. All right, well, that's everybody's 3 and 2. So, for all the marbles for my 1, definitely My Hero Academia is that takes that 1 spot, bro. It's that anime. It's done a lot, and so it did a lot for me in just such a short amount of time. It didn't have to tell like a super long story. It didn't have any filler episodes. Every episode felt like it meant something. It meant something to the story, and it had meaning. So you could really honestly look forward to every single episode. And then also just the way that Midoriya is finding his powers and finding out like what how to use them. And honestly, they kind of took what Naruto did and is doing it on another level to where they're literally every story, every person has something that's significant to the story. Even where later on they're like, hey, you remember this guy? And it's like, oh, he's actually a huge part of what's going on right now. So, yeah, My Hero is definitely that takes the cake. But it was hard at first to kind of move it past Naruto for me.
Yeah. Well, and like to be fair, even like the beginning, like first couple seasons of My Hero is a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a little while.
It takes a second to pick up. But I like what I like about My Hero is like I feel like as the show progresses and the story goes on and like the different arcs they introduce, like they do a really good job of finding a way to raise the stakes every time. Like every like especially once the villains like form a group and a team and start like planning and plotting, like the show does a good way of making you think like oh, this is like the biggest stakes and this is the biggest thing, and then All Might shows up or the hero like they beat him and then it just reveals like oh, that was just a ploy for this other big plan and they're like you fools, there was this other big plan. Like they just keep raising the stakes and raising the stakes until like I think right now it's like potential global
chaos.
Yeah, it's definitely always a scheme behind a scheme. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a big thing about this season too, is like All for One's like, oh, I have continuation plans forever. And they're opening branches of I rewatched it in English because I always watch it in the original, so I watched subbed all the time, and then I rewatch it with my fiance because she doesn't watch the subbed. And I forgot about that, and I was like, oh yeah, he's always like, I'm one step ahead of these fools.
Every time they seem to like soil his plans and all, like they got him, he's like, oh, that's what I wanted you to do. I prepared.
He's like a worse version of Batman. Contingency plans for everything. And there's that scene, I think it's like one of the last episodes where it shows a visualization of like how his mind works or whatever, and it's just like all the spiderweb. Even if this one fails, I have another contingency plan. I'm playing chess. We all are playing checkers.
Man, he got some up his sleeve all the time, bro. I like All for One though. He's a good villain.
He is a good villain.
The
Demon Lord.
Yeah. So what is your guys' 1? What's your 1? It's a tough question.
Well, honorable mention is gonna be One Punch Man.
Which I always forget.
I feel bad because I haven't seen because I think the 3rd season's out, right?
I've watched the latest season. I feel like I watched the latest season. I've been looking for a new season, but I don't know.
I know the first 2 were out. I think the third one's only like select places, so that's why I probably haven't watched it either, if I remember correctly. But I feel bad I haven't watched it either because that is such a great show.
That show,
dude. The relationship between Genos and One Punch is so good. Like it's such a wholesome. Because One Punch is just like a normal person.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of talking about it. Like he doesn't innately have any like superpowers or like his power comes from just him working out. Like he has like I do 100 push-ups, and it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But like the fact that I think there's like the contrast between One Punch being just like a normal everyday person, but being the like most powerful hero or whatever, and Genos being this like genetically modified android who's like built to be the best, but yet he's chasing after One Punch and trying to like everything he does and all the upgrades he gets, and like as the story goes on and he gets all these pieces of equipment or whatever, it's all with the goal of like being better than his sensei.
Trying to catch.
Yeah.
And it's like he's working so hard constantly, whereas I feel like One Punch just put all this work in and it's like there he is, like it's permanent now.
And just the way he toys with like these.
So is that a real thought about society in a whole, that doing steroids or any genetic modifications will never let you catch up to pure just working?
No, he can still do that.
I'm
not going to yell at
Just kidding.
Whatever gets the job done.
No, but I never really thought about that. The contrast of him being like a genetically modified person trying to catch just a normal person that just worked out.
But my favorite part about that show is all the speeches that they do before each fight. All the villains, bro, it's hilarious. Like, I'm about to beat you down, and you're like, you're not on my level, and then
even the first like big bad in the first season, when his like armor breaks or whatever, and he's like, this armor was actually holding back my ultimate power. And he's like, okay.
He's not tripping at all. That's a great honorable mention.
My number one though, probably say Full Metal Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
It's an anime it's an anime that it's honestly my palate cleanser in between animes. Like if I binge watch an anime that's like 3, 4, 5, like Shangri-La, like I binge that for a while, and then like I'm like, I like go through my list of like what I should start next. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Full Metal real quick. And like it's a show that like it could just play in the background. Like I could just be listening to it and know like what comes next, what's gonna happen, where they are in the story, and it's just a great.
Reliable right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't. Full Metal I know is a classic, but I haven't.
I was skeptical of it and I watched it. It's a really good watch.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. They have a fusion between a dog and a little girl. So the whole premise is like alchemy is what you give is what you're gonna get. So like you have to give up something.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like kind of like magic, right? Because that is alchemy. Like
magic. Sort of, yeah. So alchemy uses science.
Yeah.
Like that's the core of what alchemy is, and I think pretty sure like even in the first episode, like they fully break down like this is what I'm trying to make, and what I'm trying to make is like 8% zinc, 5% carbon, 7%. Like he breaks down the exact percentages and ingredients and resources. And
so if you're trying to be a chemist, watch that show.
Yeah, that's it's literally what it is. It's just it's all science but looks like magic.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
And it's got to be equal exchange. Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, man.
Me? I'm gonna cop out. I got 2 number ones.
Nah.
Yeah, I got to. Bro, these are
top 3.
No.
Just because you got your show.
Yeah, this is Beyond the Surface XL. Not Beyond the Surface Michael. But all right, so we have. I'm copping out. I'm gonna go JJK Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh,
that is man, you could have done the same thing, bro.
Yeah, it's good.
Such heat. We forget about it because it's been a little while. A lot of people forgot about it, at the convention, we couldn't remember when it was going to come back, but there was 2 girls dressed in full cosplay, and they turned around and they were like offended that we didn't know when it was going to come back. And they're like, it's October next year. I'm like, hey. Yeah, I'm like, hey, yo.
The actual day.
Yeah, exactly. Time. Yeah. They knew it all, but Jujutsu Kaisen, like the cursed energy, that whole spectrum, there's actual people that like die in it, so it feels like the stakes are real. That's why I have My Hero also next to it. But with My Hero, I feel like no matter what, they don't like, yeah, they die, but they more get knocked out. Like Stain, when I first watched it in the subbed version, I thought he was dead. Like I thought he had his hero, well, anti-hero moment where he saved Deku, and then he was just dead like this. And I was like, that is a cold way to go out. And then next thing you know, they like
that was
and they're like, you just got knocked out.
That was
all the pain.
That was an adjustment for me.
You got some boo boos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was an adjustment for me when I went to My Hero, because I was like, it's really, really innocent. You know what I mean? But it grows on you. But that was after I had watched Attack on Titan, so you can imagine. You can imagine how big of a different shift that was for me. So yeah, I mean, you guys have gotten everybody's top. I mean, I guess it turned out to be more of like 3 animes that we like. Because this guy.
I had 4.
Yeah.
You guys had honorable mentions. Well, do you want me to drop Demon Slayer out of my...
We went through all this.
Demon Slayer is my honorable mention, and these other ones are my top 3. Does that help you?
But it's also hard to say like what like. Because it changes daily too.
Daily, yeah.
Because I don't know why I didn't even think about Jujutsu Kaisen. Like we watched it, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
And Dandadan is another one I've watched like 50,000 times over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's a new one, fresh off the mind. It's always like recency bias, and then ones that are like loves for you, like Dragon Ball Z,
like nostalgic.
Yeah, Naruto. Like you have to think about those because you remember them as a kid. Yeah. But any of the newer stuff, it's like, what did I last watch? Like,
Fire Force.
Fire Force, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you could probably have a top 3 for.
I feel bad now. It's like, I feel like I missed my children.
All right, here we go. We're starting over again. Hey guys.
To be fair, I should have made it more like a top 10 or something like that. But, yeah, how to put the pressure on you a little bit, you know, and see what
that's fair.
See what made it in there. So you know,
which is the fire. But do you have anything you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
If you get a chance to go to a convention, if there's an anime you're really into, and you see a local event and one of your heroes is stopping in, definitely recommend. I've met a lot of the people I've seen and fantasized like watching and stuff, and 9 times out of 10 it's been a good experience. Not that there's been any like bad, but like I've met Bryce Papenbrook, I met Zach Aguilar, I met freaking Chris Sabat. Like I've met a lot of my heroes, and I've been pleasantly surprised and relieved that each time has been like a really good experience, and they've taken the time to actually talk to you and express their gratitude, and it's been really fun. So if you ever get the chance, if you're into look at your local conventions and stuff coming to town, definitely recommend.
Yeah, I recommend it too. I'm not on the level as him because I had to look at their little character board and be like, oh, I know him from that show, and that's what I had to do. And like, I didn't get anything autographed or anything. I mainly waited in line with them and then got to them and they talked to them, and I was like, oh, these guys are kind of cool. And then even if you like going there and like meeting them, you can get autographs and stuff, but even the merch and like the people, that community is always like really, really fun to be around because it's everybody loving what you actually like, so they can talk about it or like have their opinions.
Just nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely gotta like you guys. Like we could have done top 10 for y'all. Top 5 I probably could have done, but top 3 was like perfect for me. So you gotta see where I'm at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all I got to say, man, is appreciate you coming on, Michael. Being our specialist. You know what I mean? And you're here, so you know. But appreciate y'all tuning in, man, and we'll have some more episodes for y'all coming up soon. So Beyond the Surface, once again, appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch y'all soon.
Peace.